What's up, everybody? Welcome to Podcast Now Plus. I'm Alex, and in this video, I want to talk about the Watch Dogs movie. Kind of short but sweet in terms of what the topic is, but I want to get into it just a little bit more. You know, I think it was only a few weeks ago that they reconfirmed, or maybe they didn't even reconfirm it, but maybe they were casting for the Watch Dogs movie. As of today, July 3rd, the movie is now in production. The Game Awards tweets it. You get the image of, obviously, what they're doing, and then, obviously, you get good old Aiden Pierce there on the right. And that's pretty much all you get. The rest of it is all just my speculation and all just kind of a ranting that I want to do here. I feel like things have moved really fast. Like, this movie, at least in my head, right now, maybe it's different per person, but I believe in my head it went from, oh, I forgot this movie was even real. Like, is this movie even happening, right? And, I don't even believe they can do it or they won't do it. Then all of a sudden, they almost reconfirm it. They do the casting. And then I feel like it happened within like 2 weeks, like 2-3 weeks ago. I didn't even think the movie was happening. And then today they're starting to film it. So, like, it's happening. It's real. It's probably releasing, like next year? You figure give them a couple months to film it. The post-production, maybe somewhere in the 7 to 10 month kind of window, right? Movie could come out like next fall for all we know. So, okay, then we get into, the meat of it. I am actually very glad that I went back and I replayed Watch Dogs 1 for the 10-year anniversary. I made a video on that on my third channel, Back to the Past. And I say that because I really loved it. I hated it. I went from hate to love. I hated Watch Dogs 1 when it first came out. Now I would say I legitimately love it, and I have a whole video to kind of back myself up there. But I feel actually a little bit more protective now, and that's why I'm glad I went back to play it, right? Where it's like, Watch Dogs is actually really good. I think the story was pretty underrated. I think the vehicle controls and just the feel there, yeah, it's limited in what is actually, being able to hack. I guess the thing that I worry about is this feels like a property, okay? In terms of what you actually do in the game, it feels like a property that can get really just boring or feel like 1,000 other things in a split second. Now, I think, as I just said, right, I think the game actually does do enough stuff to differentiate it. I think it's actually a highly reactive open world, way more reactive than I gave it credit for back in 2014. I think it's beautiful. I think a lot of the side stuff is good in that game. Again, I think the car, combat / just being around in it, hacking things and having it blow up, right? Another car's kind of chasing you. The gunplay is solid. I think Aiden is actually a pretty solid character. There's a lot there. But when you move it to Hollywood and you start, you write a script and you make a movie, I think it can get redundant and just come, because how many movies have you seen where like hacking or TV shows, you know what I mean? Like every police type drama has their back and forth hacking where they're typing into the computer really fast, right? Like everything has that. So it is a worry because like that is the core, to a degree. What's actually funny is there's not too many things to hack in the first Watch Dogs game, right? You're kind of limited, but hacking is a big part of it, and hacking tends to get repetitive or samey in a lot of these, franchise, whether it's a movie or a TV show or whatever. So I guess my thing right now is how are you going to differentiate it versus anything else? You know what I mean? Because Watch Dogs, the game, I think has ways of doing it because you're there for like 30 hours. Watch Dogs, the movie, it actually goes more towards the character, more towards the story, and then I guess how you get creative with the hacking, which the first game, it's cool and it worked. And I think it worked much more, again, than I gave it credit for initially. But you might have to push it further. Like the opening, when they shut down the stadium, that needs to be kind of like all the time. Like those kind of big moments need to be all the time in the movie. So, I mean, I'm suddenly interested. I guess that's kind of what I'm getting at, right? Like I feel protective of it. I want them to do it well. I got to be real. Do I honestly think this movie will be good? No, I actually don't. There's no evidence, you know what I mean? Like, Ubisoft doesn't do too much. They're going to do more and more. You got, like, Assassin's Creed movie to go off of, which I don't think is as bad, but I do think it's very, I don't think it's as bad as some people say, but I do think it is very bad. So, I don't know. I just don't have a lot of trust in putting a property that I think can feel generic. That's actually the best word, and that's the word I haven't used this whole video. I feel like this property can get very generic very quickly if you mess it up. And I think it's actually pretty easy to mess it up. So I do worry about it, but at the same time, it is cool how quickly things have turned around because now they're doing it. So you don't have long to wait. I don't have long to wait until all of us can, I guess, see the movie and then see what we think about it. So let me know what you guys think in the comments. Make sure you subscribe to the channel, bell icon turned on, and I hope to see you all on the next one.